Okay, I'm trying to get live. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. The Zoom Facebook live stream integration sometimes is a little weird. Okay, it looks like it's go. The Zoom Facebook live stream integration sometimes is a little weird. Okay, it looks like it's go. The Zoom Facebook live stream integration sometimes is Good Lord. Oh, okay. I've never had that happen where I just hear myself on the live and it gets all wonky. So anyways, here. All right, hopefully I'm still actively live on Facebook. Let me know if you are here live or watching the replay and where you're watching from. I'm here in Maui. It's September and it's freaking hot. I'm just gonna make sure the live is still working since I kind of paused it over there. Yeah, it's freaking hot here. I'm actually missing fall. Like when I left the mainland, I didn't think I was gonna miss fall, but I actually do. Okay, looks like I'm live. Cool. Anyways, okay, so hello, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. All right, today I wanted to just come on live and do a Q&A, especially after everything I shared yesterday and I've been sharing. And the purpose of this live is to answer all of your questions about working remotely, virtually, from home, from anywhere, however you want to put it and however you are going to be doing that or thinking about doing that. A lot of people are losing their jobs right now and are trying to figure out other ways to make an income. I tend to focus on working with moms who want to be home with their kids, but this information works, for anyone. So please, don't feel like if you're not a mom or you're not in the medical field or whatever, like this information isn't good for you. That's just who I, tend to work with the most. So anyways, I have a list of questions from you guys from after the live session I did yesterday. So I wanted to jump in there. Sorry, the sun is like blaring through. So if I'm like squinting, that's why. Okay, so we covered yesterday what a virtual assistant is, what a virtual assistant does, how much money they can make. So if you missed yesterday's live, make sure to go back and take a look at that. I will put the link to that as well when I'm done here. Where a lot of you seem to be stuck is what you actually want to do. So like what type of work you want to do, who you want to work for. And, besides obviously the how comes later, that's for me, like that's the easy part. Like I have tons of resources put together to help you guys figure out the how to make it happen, right? The biggest part right now is going to be the what do I want to do? I see some comments. Hi, Tammy. Oh, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. Yes, someone is looking for a VA. I absolutely can help. I have lots of VAs who have gone through my VA training program who are looking for work. So yes, absolutely. Send me a DM, Tammy, or a Vox or something. And yes, absolutely. Get that information to me. So good to see you. So yeah, so if you are newer around here or, don't know me or what I do that well, I left the nursing field and started working as a virtual assistant online so I could be home with my kid. And now I teach other women how to start their own virtual assistant business. I also help women start all kinds of different businesses, not just virtual assistant, but I have a whole program that teaches you how to become a virtual assistant very quickly and start making money from home. But I also love helping business owners start and grow, scale their businesses. So anything online business, like I love it. So I love matchmaking people with clients. It's super fun for me. In the nursing world, I did a lot of hiring, managing, firing, all of that. So I have a lot of years of experience doing that. So now I just do it in the online space. So that's a really good example of how you can take stuff you did or do now in, the traditional workforce, and how you can translate that to the online space. So a lot of people struggle with, well, like me, like I'm a nurse, how do I work online? Like I don't have skills, and I promise you do. I know I say this a lot, but if you haven't done my my starter kit worksheet that helps you extract all of this junk from your head and put it on paper and come up with a plan, you really should do it. It doesn't take that long, and it really helps you to see like that you actually have skills that are marketable online. Yeah, so that was one of the questions, was I don't even know what I want to do or what I even can do. Start with that worksheet. And then I highly recommend booking a free clarity call with me, because we can talk about your specific situation and skills, and I can help give you direction on, where you should head with starting, whether you're, going to start being a service provider like a virtual assistant or a social media manager, or if you're going to start a different type of business. One of the other questions on here was, what if I don't want to freelance? Are there other options to work online? Absolutely. Oh my gosh, there are so many things you can do online. You don't have to be a service provider, right? You don't have to, basically when you're an independent contractor, freelancer, you're just like when you're in a normal job, like you're trading your time for money. Ways, make more money and spend less time doing things. But you're doing that same thing. And then there's a lot of people who don't want to do that. They really want to start a business that they can grow and scale and eventually, be the CEO of and pay people to run, right? So that's totally legit. It's different than being a freelancer, but that's absolutely something you can do. And I love doing that. I love helping people. Sorry, I'm getting, usually notifications are off. I love helping people figure out what they want to do with their career, how to make money. So I'll put the link when I'm done here for the free clarity call, but it's a really good time for us to just connect one-on-one and talk about like what you want to do, what you think you want to do, and how I can direct you to make that happen. So to add on to that question, are there other options to work online? So yeah, so you can start a freelance business. And a lot of people start freelancing so they can start making money, because a lot of us, like, we have passions, but we need to make money, right? So you can start freelancing as a virtual assistant or some other service provider and start making money, and then start growing whatever it is your passion business is. So that's a really good place to start. But other ways people make money online are selling products, whether they're their digital product, like a course or a workshop or coaching or something like that, or they're selling physical products, right? So I know a lot of people who start by, like, they make something, right? So maybe you like to make whatever, like you like to make something. Maybe, a lot of people start like Etsy, they're selling stuff, or they make a Shopify account and they're selling stuff they make, or they like to design things. So they design and screen print t-shirts, or, whatever it is, whether you do the physical work or you design it and pay someone to actually make them and ship them. Like, there's so many different ways to make money online. Or maybe you have like a really good business idea or a way to make online businesses run better, a new platform or a new app, or like whatever, like no matter what level you're at, whether you know a lot about, what you want to do or not, like there's a place for you in the online space, and now more than ever. Other ways to make money working online are remote jobs. So a lot of people start with remote jobs before like branching out and freelancing or starting in their own business because it feels safer, right? Like after this like last year and a half, people understand more like, okay, it is possible to work, but they don't quite understand and like they're not ready to jump into being on your own because that can feel scary and like you don't have security. First of all, I say this all the time, but like job security is the whole notion of that is BS, right? And more than ever, we know that now. Like it's not a real thing. So that's not a good excuse. And I've got a naked kid, naked butt coming in. Hi, baby. Anyways, so we know that job security is BS. But like I did when I first left the nursing space, I started working remotely. So I still was an employee and I felt like that was a safer option. And I didn't quite understand freelancing, independent contractor, online business. I didn't understand that yet. So that can be a good stepping stone for a lot of people is to find an online remote job. And there's more than ever, there are some. I was just looking, I'm torn on it. I haven't shared it yet, but I'm torn on it because I think United Healthcare they listed like thousands of new jobs, remote jobs. So my first thought was, well, why are all of a sudden are there new remote jobs? Are they firing all of the unvied people, which of course I am very much against, and that's not what this is about, but I think that's very wrong. And now they're hiring people remotely, but I did see on there that they are requiring anyone in the US to disclose their vaccination status, which of course, for those of us who work online, we're like, it's fully remote. Like you're never going to come in contact with the person. So why does it matter? Right. So that's why I haven't shared it yet, because I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. But it's not my place to hold back job opportunities for people. It's not my place to tell people what to do, not to do. So I will share it in the group. I will share the link to all those jobs. Just know, like, you're going to have to disclose that information, even though we all know that that's not right to have to disclose that information. It's wrong. But if you're comfortable with it, then I'm not going to hold you back. So anyways, my point is there are tons of online jobs and remote jobs. You do, if you're an employee of a company, even if you're working remotely, you're still an employee of that company. So it's not freedom in the way of being an independent contractor or remote worker, right? So just think about that. Pay attention to all of the details when you're looking at remote jobs, like employee jobs, and just know that that could come up. And now, I mean, this is a new thing, right? It's not something that ever would have come up in the past, but it is now. Let's see. I don't have a lot of time. Can I really make money online? Yes. So how are you making money now? Are you going to a job? How many hours are you spending at the job, getting ready to go to the job, commuting to the job, all of that type of thing. So you have to figure out how much time you have. Another free resource I have is a brain dump template that can help you like dump all the stuff that's in your head and all the stuff that you're worried about, and help you, all the things you need to do and help you organize them. That can be really helpful for figuring out how much time you actually have to commit to working. So again, we all will come up with excuses and like reasons why, oh, this won't work for me. But if you want it to work, if you want to work, if you want to start your own business, whatever your goal is, like you can make it work. You just have to plan. As someone who hates planning, well, I should say I used to love planning everything and being scheduled. Now I hate it. I hate having a schedule. I hate having to, plan things in advance. I don't know if it's the introvert in me or what, but like I like to be free. I don't like to have plans. I want to do things spontaneously, which is hard, which is hard in this world. Excuse me. because, everything needs plans and reservations, it feels like. And I don't like it. Now that I like don't plan every little detail of my life, it's a lot better. But when it comes to working and, fitting everything in, like you still have to schedule things and plan things so you can get things done and know how much time you're going to have. So it can be a hard balance, but it's not impossible. You can absolutely do it. Let's see. How many hours do I have to work to replace my income? Well, that depends on how much income you make. So it's really important to look at what you're making now or what you've been making in your most recent job, to figure out how much you need to make online. So when you make money at a job, so whatever you make, okay, so say you make $20 an hour at your job, and then they take taxes out, and then, usually you can figure out like what hourly rate you're actually coming home with, right? You're going to do the same thing in the online space. So as a service provider, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to look at what, how much you need to make per hour and how many hours you're going to have to work. And then you're still going to have to account for taxes. So most tax professionals I've talked to will say, as an independent contractor, you're going to want to save anywhere between 25 to 35% of what you're making for taxes. So that can help you. So if you are charging $28 an hour, if you're charging $20 an hour as a VA, and you're gonna like go in the middle, you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna put 30% away. So that's $6. Is that right? I'm really bad at math. $6. So that would make you making $14 an hour, take home, right? So if you're charging $20 an hour for your VA work, you're putting away $6 of each hour for taxes, then that's leaving you at $14 an hour. So that kind of gives you a frame of reference. So are you making $20 an hour now? How much are you actually taking home? Well, what you're living on, and is what you're living on enough, right? So it just takes a little bit of simple math. Again, I use a calculator because I'm bad at math, but it's simple math. That helps you figure it out. And so if no, I need to take home $20 an hour, then you're going to kind of reverse that, right? So $20 an hour times 30% is, again, $6. So let's see. So if you are charging like $26, that's going to be a little bit more because 30% is a little bit higher. So let's say, times 3. Okay, so this is close. So if you're charging $28 an hour and you're saving 30%, that's $8.40. So that bring you down to bringing home almost $20 an hour, like $19.60. So, does that make sense? So if you're charging $30 an hour, which is as a brand new virtual assistant, usually in the US, you start anywhere between $20 and $30 an hour. So if you're charging $30 an hour, you're putting away 30% for taxes. That's $9. So you're bringing home $21 an hour. So then you can figure out, okay, if I bringing home $21 an hour, how many hours per month do I need to work? And then you can do that math to figure out how much you actually need to make. Yeah, I know, bidet math. You can see I start to glaze over. I'm like, math, calculator. But it really is simple. You just have to mess around with it. And if you need help, let me know. I can absolutely help you figure that out. The taxes part is really, it's not hard. So as long as you put away, what, taxes for estimated taxes, and depending on your business and where you live, will determine your exact tax amounts and stuff. So I always recommend talking to a CPA, some sort of tax pro, especially one who specializes in online business, service provider, freelancers. I have one that I really love. Her name is Nakandra. I'll link her Facebook page in the comments when I'm done here. anyways, it's not that bad. You pay estimated taxes quarterly, and then if you're just working as a, a sole proprietor, you're a freelancer, or even, if you're selling digital products, depending on how you have your business set up, generally you're just, at this point, when you're new doing this, you're just going to be filing it with your regular personal taxes. So, and if you use, a tax person, they can walk you through it. If you do TurboTax or Free Tax USA or any of those, like it makes it really simple. They have, like, they're used to this. They have programs in there that walks you through it. Like, I always do my own taxes, and it's not hard at all. And like I said, I have bookkeepers also that can help you figure out the bookkeeping side. So I will make sure to link to lots of people in this chat when I'm done, so you have resources, to look at and talk to. What are people going to think of me if I start my own online business? So the first thing I'm always going to say to that is, who cares, right? Like, what do you care what anyone's going to think of you? But I also know, like, realistically, that is a thought that a lot of us have, especially if you've done other things, you've tried other like types of businesses, whether it's direct sales or, try to sell something in some other way. It can feel scary. Like, what people are going to think? They're going to think I'm dumb. Like, they're not going to believe in me. Well, like I said, who cares? First of all, if you're working as, an independent contractor doing virtual assistant type work, social media management, web design, business management, whatever, like, you're not selling stuff, right? Like, you're not harassing your friends and family. Like, you're not doing that. So it's different. But of course, anytime someone says, I start a new business, like, so many of us are just like, oh God, what are they gonna sell me now, right? And we don't ever want to feel that way, and we don't want to make anyone feel that way. So yeah, it's normal to have those thoughts, like, what are people going to think of me? But again, if those people want to put their opinions on what you're doing, well, instead of putting their opinions, why don't they put cash in your hand, right? like I know it's that cliche, like, saying, but like, honestly, like, the opinions of other people aren't going to pay your bills. It's just like when people, I don't know why people do this, but they seem to need to comment on, like, your tattoos. If you have tattoos, you know what I'm talking about. If you have tattoos, how many people have come up to you and been like, oh, I don't like tattoos? Okay, like, why are you telling, like, cool, like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, because I have tattoos? Like, okay, if you don't like tattoos and I have tattoos, why are you telling me this still? Are you trying to upset me, rile me up, hurt my feelings, like, make me feel bad or stupid, or like I've inconvenienced you or like offended you in some way? Like, it's, when you think about it in other terms, like, you're like, oh yeah, like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why do I care what anyone thinks? Like, when I got tattoos on my body, it wasn't for anyone else, and I wasn't thinking about their opinion, right? So when you're figuring out the best way to make money, to support yourself, to support your family, to, make your dreams come true, whatever your reason is, like, you're not thinking about what people are going to think. I mean, you might think about it, but like, you shouldn't be putting any energy into that, because who cares? Like, if someone doesn't like that you are working online, whether you're working as a remote employee because it's not traditional, or you're working as a freelancer, or you're, selling some sort of product, like, doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. If they don't like it, they don't have to support it, right? They don't have to buy from you. They don't have to hire you. If they're a good friend, then they should still, like, share your crap, right? Like, anything, like, they should share it, but they don't have to buy anything from you. And if they don't want to share it, they don't have to. They can just ignore it, like it doesn't exist. Like, who cares? They're obviously not your ideal client or ideal customer. So as hard as it is, especially if you're someone who still really focuses on what other people think, like, I know that it can feel scary and overwhelming and like a big deal, but it's really not. Like, honestly, like, of course there's some people who are going to give you their opinion whether it matters or not, because it really doesn't. It's like the tattoos, right? Like, I don't care if you don't like tattoos. I didn't get tattoos to please you. You know what I mean? I'm not working online supporting my family by working for online businesses. I didn't do that to please you. It's for me, not about you. So anyways, it's a whole nother topic we could talk about in another time. Let's see. Do remote jobs still require the jab? Well, I kind of talked about that already, but yeah, some are, depending on how big their business is. And if they are, a business who is allowing a government agency to tell them how to run their business, then yeah, that could happen. So definitely it's something to check into when you're looking at online jobs. I've never had a freelance position ever, ask or care about that. Like, you're not an employee. And that's something, if you're watching this and you have an online business, if you are in that place where you're, above 99 employees or whatever, and worried about this, well, you can hire freelancers, because we're not employees. So for, both sides, if you own a business or you're going to become an independent contractor, freelancer, there's a lot of jobs that are going to become available to independent contractors because they don't have to follow employee rules, but they still need people to do the work, right? So yeah, so that's kind of like a loophole around that. Hire independent contractors, and you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But also, and this, goes back forever, but like, if you are an independent contractor, businesses love that because they don't have to worry about all the employee stuff. They don't have to worry about paying you benefits and providing you with a computer and an ergonomic desk setup and chair. Like, none of that. Like, when you're an independent contractor, you're responsible for your own stuff, right? So you're paying your own taxes, you're providing your own equipment. So for businesses, that's great. They don't have to worry about managing more employees and providing for more employees and, providing all of the benefits and all of that. So don't think if you're like worried about finding jobs, like as an independent contractor, like, don't worry about it. Like, there are plenty of businesses that love hiring independent contractors for those reasons and more. They don't have to provide an office space for you. They don't have to pay, more electricity and for, more housekeeping and people to scrub the toilets, because they don't have to, provide those things when they have, remote workers and or, independent contractors. Okay, the last question on here is, how do I know an online job is legit? So just like anything else you're doing online, you obviously need to use some, precautions. But even, I see it happen with people who know what to look for and are like pretty like open-minded to like, okay, there are scams on the internet. I still see people order from weird sites and like whatever piece of clothing or purse they order never shows up, right? So of course, those types of things can always happen. I have a video I did a little while back about this, so I'll link that too, but also how to find legit jobs on LinkedIn. I'll link that one too, because that's a really good one to help you start finding jobs. But the thing is like, you want to, you need to use what I call common sense, but in the online space, sometimes it can feel confusing. So basically, if you're looking for a remote job, like making sure you're on the websites of the actual business that you are, looking for jobs on or applying for jobs. You should never be asked for money or to provide anything like that. If you're an independent contractor, most people are going to pay you through PayPal or, QuickBooks or Wave or Venmo for business or, something like that. They're going to be paying you that way. Like, you should never be giving out your like banking information. You should never be sending money or checks or anything weird like that. If there's anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, you're not sure, like, don't do it, first of all. And then talk to someone who, might have an idea and they can help you decide if you think it's legit or not. Because it's better to be cautious, because you don't want to be putting out your information on the internet. So if something feels weird or off, like, definitely pause and talk about it. Talk to me about it. Like, come into the group and message me, or if you're comfortable putting it on a public post, like, post it in the group, because I want to help you. Like, I don't want you to feel like, oh, I can't do this because I'm afraid of a scam. There's lots of ways to look to see. So first of all, like, how did you get in contact with the person, right? Was it like a random thing where they reached out to you? And if so, were you recommended by someone? Like, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, how did the person come to you? What does the like wording look like? Is it too good to be true? Like, does it sound too good to be true? Is there a lot of like flashy stuff that makes you like feel like about this? Again, are they asking for personal information, banking information, asking you to send a check somewhere, or asking for your mailing address so they can send you a check or send you something? Like, no. In all the years I've been working online, I've never had someone pay me by check or any other way besides PayPal or QuickBooks. So, and I wouldn't be comfortable accepting it unless it was someone I knew personally, obviously. I wouldn't be comfortable in another way. Also, like a lot of times it's like people from other countries that are trying to scam. So when you read things, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're like, the translation doesn't make sense. It's like they're using a translator, or they're not very, privy on the way English sentences are structured. So a lot of times you can kind of see it like that. And then also like spelling errors and just like weird things. So don't ever feel like you have to like, oh, like they say I need this. Don't feel like you have to like give it to them, because, you need to check it out first. So again, you can always bring it to the Corporate Reject Connection group and help you try to determine if it seems legit or not. Just like with companies too, like a lot of times if I see something I want to buy online, I'll like literally Google, like, is, whatever company legit? Is this a scam? Like, look at reviews, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. And then just, using like reputable places to get jobs. A lot of people start out by using something like Upwork to get jobs because, there's a lot of jobs on there, but also because even though they take a portion of your money, which I don't like, so I've never done it, but the company is paying Upwork, and Upwork pays you, and Upwork is like a known and reputable company. So you're not having to worry about like the payment stuff. Like the company that's hiring you pays Upwork, and then once you've completed the job, Upwork pays you. So, there's ways like that you can, if you're really uncomfortable and not sure, you can always use other companies like that. But what it all comes back to is really like using your gut feeling, and like, if something doesn't feel right, not doing it, and not letting yourself like be like so like desperate, like I need the money so badly, like I have to take this job because I need it so badly, even though I feel like it's a bad idea. Like, it never works out in the long run. So that desperation is never a good idea. So anyways, I've kind of gone off on a tangent, but anyways, I think I got all of your questions answered. Again, you can always connect with me in the Corporate Reject Connection group. Send me a DM or post a question for me or anyone else to help. It's a really good place to make those connections and learn from each other. I have a lot of links I'm going to put in the comments here that I've mentioned. Also, I haven't shared this publicly. Next week I'm going to be sharing more about it, but I have taken the fast track from my program that teaches you how to start your own online freelance business. And I'm almost done with it. So that's why I'm announcing it publicly and officially next week. I just have a few little things to finish on it, but I have taken that and made it into a very like a short, specific, shorter program. So it doesn't have all of the extra bells and whistles and extra support, but it gives you the like, this is what you need to do to start your own freelance business and start making money right away. So I'm really excited to put that out into the world. It's like I said, very like short to the point. So if you're someone who just needs basic instructions and you're going to run with it, this is going to be a really great program for you. And it's very cost effective. And then you can always add on, later if you're like, oh, I do want the extra support. I do want the, all of the, how to training videos. I want all this extra stuff. Like you can definitely add that on. But I'm really excited to put this out into the world because I know right now more than ever, so many of us just need to figure out a way to make money online right now from wherever we're at in the world. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. So anyways, if you have any other questions, put them in the chat here and I'll be checking and answering those questions. But anyways, I have got to run. We are having some more showings of our condo today. So we got to get everything picked up and get out of here. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.